A warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining me. My name is Dave, and I'm focusing on harm reduction, and I'm really morbidly obese. I've been working on it. Um, let's, right off the top, let's take my weight and see how I've been doing. Um, let's just take my weight here. Here's the scales. If they'd ever beep, 457. Got that camera there. So, let me tell you what I've been up to. I exercised 29 minutes today with the chair, pulling it around and pushing it, and see what else. I got a glowing report Monday. So I see a wound specialist every week for my foot. I'm one of the cliches. Somebody gets fat, they get diabetes, they lose their foot. I didn't quite lose my foot, but I lost a couple toes, and I've had a wound for, and this is going to sound ridiculous, but I've had a wound for 7 years, and so I go to the wound center every week, and they take a look, but I also have a wound specialist. So on Wednesdays I go to the wound center union, and Dr. Mills takes real good care of me, and the nurses do too. But I saw the specialist, Dr. Jaffrey, on Monday, and he was very happy with me. And it means a lot that he's happy with me. He used the word impressed, that he was impressed. And that's good, because I've been trying. And it's really hard when you're in a deep, dark pit. And I'm not suicidal by any means, but evidently I self-sabotage myself. I don't have anything going on, and it's all my fault. And I refuse to play the victim. Let me shut this air conditioner off. Someday, come on. There we go. Oh, you want to see my remote? This is hilarious. This was my dad's idea. We tape it to a stick, so you never lose the remote to the air conditioner, which is important for me because I cannot see. About a year ago, my vision went out, and all of a sudden I got cataracts, and it's really, really bad. But I have scheduled surgery for August the 9th, so August the 2nd I'll go in, and I will get my blood sugar tested, my A1C, and it has to be below 8 in order to qualify for the surgery. And we're close. So it takes the average over the past 3 months. We're going to be close, because for about 2 months my blood sugar was at 150. It needs to average about 185 every day, and it was 150. But recently, it was 200 for several days, and then I brought it back down with my eating habits and my insulin and my exercise. So, thank you for watching, and I want to talk today about my older brother, whom I'm sure I've talked about before. He passed away on February 5th. It was an OD from fentanyl. He shot up heroin with fentanyl in it. But I want to talk about my brother. We, not last weekend, but the weekend before, we had his Graveside memorial. We couldn't have a regular funeral because he didn't have any money, and the family didn't really have any money to pay for a funeral. So if you claim that he was indigent, the city will bury him and pay for it, but in order to make sure people don't just say that, and lie, they say, well, we'll pay for it, but you can't be there when we bury him initially. You just can't be there. So initially, we weren't there. I never got to see him in the casket, but that's okay. I saw him a couple days before he passed away, but we had the Graveside Memorial, and I had a wonderful time. Family came in from out of town, and I got to see my cousin and his family. He's got 5 kids. My goodness, that's amazing. And my sister and her 4 children came, and her husband, and got to see cousins and all kinds of family. It was really fun. A lot of good, positive energy, a lot of love. And afterwards, we went to Pizza City here in Terre Haute, which they were very nice to us. We also had a dinner. My sister and her family and my dad, we had a dinner at, I think the name of the place is Moggers. And then we went to, later on, we had a dinner on my dad's side of the family, the May side. So my name is Dave May. So it'd be the May side at MCL Cafeteria. And that was super fun. And we got to play chess. We've got people in my family that went to chess tournaments when they were very young, I being one of them. But I'm not near as intelligent as some of my cousins. They're really smart. And we had a lot of fun. Played my 8-year-old nephew in chess, and then everybody took turns playing him, because nobody really wanted to play me except the oldest cousin, who's nothing to play with, and he sat down and said we could all gang up against him, and he gave us a handicap. He made so the opposing team, both of the rooks were queens, which you don't have to know much about chess to know that the queen is the best piece. So he made it so the opposing team had 3 queens versus his normal setup. Anyway, I'll try not to be a nerd about chess. Nobody likes to hear anything about that. But I do want to talk to you about my brother. So at this point, I'm going to, let's see, does it have a timer on it? 7 minutes and 40 seconds. This is my brother's picture. And that's my brother right there. And so that's my older brother. He's older by 5 years. And I love him and miss him very much. And when he was about 6 years old, the neighborhood bully took his toy truck. So I was just a baby then. See, he's only 5 years older than me. So he came in and he told my parents about it. Hey, this neighborhood kid, he took my toy truck. And at dinner that night, my parents were talking about it. And while they were talking about it and taking care of me and my older sister, my brother slipped away, walked next door, walked inside the house, up the stairs, into the kid's bedroom, and took his toy truck back and walked right out of the house and came back, which is hilarious. It's really funny. And that action he took when he was that young, he carried on with that behavior. It wasn't always the best path that he should have taken, but he did. So later on, give you another example of that. When I was in my mid-20s, I think, we were at I loved my brother. It was just an unholy alliance. I loved to hang out with him. And we went to this guy's house. It was an apartment. And I remember he sold me $30 worth of Vicodin. There's 10 of them, $3 a piece. And I got home and we realized they were Tylenol. So I told my brother about it. And my brother waited a few weeks, and then he went over to the guy's apartment one night, knocked on the door, and the guy was like, "Yeah, who is it?" And he goes, "It's Brennan May. You owe my little brother $30." And the guy told him to get lost. And my brother said, "Well, you can either pay the $30 or I'm going to take it out of your ass." And the guy again told him to go away with expletives. So my brother kicked the door in. Now, keep in mind, this was a flimsy, filthy, dirty apartment building with a slum landlord. So my brother's a skinny kid, and he's shorter than me. So there, I was basically his enforcer growing up. But he just had a mind of his own, and he'd been in the military, and he could box real good, and kicked the door right off. And the guy said, "Get my gun, honey," talking to his girlfriend. And my brother goes, "Yeah, get the gun, bitch." And my brother's just beating on this guy, and this guy, there's nowhere to go. It's an extremely small apartment. It's like real small. So the guy runs outside to try to get away from my brother, and this guy is 6'2". And he's got at least 50, 75 pounds on my brother. I mean, he was much bigger. My brother's beating him up. And then the guy's girlfriend jumps on my brother's back. And she's got her arms around his neck and clawing his eyes. And he didn't even do anything to the girl. He just chased that guy around his own truck and beat on him till he'd beaten at least $30 worth of money out of his ass. Which is really funny. And I love my brother for that. I wasn't there for that one. But now this next story, I was there for this one. So in that same area, it's called Sealyville. It's near Terre Haute, where I live. We had a friend, and I won't say the friend's name, but he was an addict. And he, by the way, he turned his life completely around. I'm so proud of this guy later on. But he had left his jacket over at that same guy's house, the guy that stole my $30, that guy's house. Now, this guy had moved from that slumlord apartment building to a slumlord trailer park. And so my brother always looked out for people. And we found out about that when we did the memorial for him online right after he passed away. A lot of the cousins said that my older brother, looked out for them. And he would look out for people, and he'd go out of his way to help people. He was a problem solver. And so we drive into Sealyville, and we don't have the friend with us. We're going to go get his coat back. And I'm nervous. I'm real nervous. And we go to the gas station. There was actually, it doesn't matter. And the cops pull up for some reason, and they tell us to get lost. They're like, "What are you doing here in Sealyville?" I cooperate. I always cooperate with the cops. Show my ID. I got a valid license. My brother never had his license, so I would drive. We got gas, and they're like, "Get out of here." I don't know what kind of lie my brother told him, but when the cops interact with me, I'm real honest. Even if I'm like technically not telling all the truth, I can tell the truth and leave things out. So it's a lie by misdirection. But the cops don't get red flags when they speak with me. But when they speak with my older brother, they get red flags. They know he's up to something. And they don't like it. They don't want people playing in their sandbox. And they told us to go. And they followed us out of the city. We had to go back to Terre Haute. So we go back to Terre Haute, and we're almost to Rose-Hulman. That's where my sister went, by the way. She's real smart. She used to, she graduated from Rose-Hulman. She made the machine guns, the high-powered machine guns that go on the attack helicopters. She made weapons for the government. She's really smart. She's a chemical engineer. But anyway, we're almost to Rose-Hulman, and my brother's like, "Fuck that. We're going back. Turn right." I'm like, "Oh, shit." So we turn right, and we're taking the back roads. We go past the juvenile center, and my brother had been there when he was younger, when he was in his teens. I can tell you that story too later on. And we go up and we hang a right just before where we used to live. It used to be called J.D. Hunt Road. And we turn right, and now we're going back to Sealyville. We're taking the back way. So we sneak back into Sealyville, and we drive right up to through the trailer park and right up to the guy's trailer. And I turned the light off and shut the car off. Shut the lights off. My brother gets out and bangs on the door. The guy's like, "Who is it?" The guy's like, "It's Brendon May. Give me Chad's jacket back." And the guy's like, "Get lost." My brother said, "Give him the jacket back, or I'm coming in there and I'm taking it back. It's your choice." So the guy opens the door with a baseball bat. Now keep in mind, my brother's 5'10", and this guy's 6'2", and it's got a good 50, 75 pounds on him. My brother's, he's naturally about 160, 175 when he would take steroids and get buff. But he wasn't that buff now, at the time. So the guy opens the door with a baseball bat and takes a swing at my brother. And my brother blocks it, puts it up, and it hits my brother's shoulder. And my brother grabs the bat, takes it away from him, and like dip fakes him like that. And the guy, at that point, they'd kind of come out of the trailer and onto the, there's like a patio with steps. And the guy falls backwards because he thinks my brother's going to hit him. And he tumbles down the stairs. My brother tosses the bat nonchalantly the other direction. Walks in the trailer. Then reappears less than a minute later with the jacket. Walks by him and said, "I left your pills of Oxycontin alone. I could have taken them all." Gets in the car and we just laugh and leave. And that guy gets up and cusses us out. And we drive home. I took the back roads home. I was terrified, that we're going to get in trouble. My brother was like, "No, he's a coward. He's not going to call the cops. He's got drugs all over the place. He's an addict and a scumbag, and the cops know he's a scumbag, and they'd laugh if he called him and told him that somebody took the bat, if he called and told the cops." So those are some stories about my brother. I've got lots of stories about my brother and me. And we miss him dearly. But I'm glad I don't want to phrase this. I'm glad the drama is gone. There was always a lot of drama. And so yeah, the scale said 457 pounds. So be it. I've been working, and I thought I was working hard. But I'm going to work harder. And when I did that exercise today, I was just sweating. I mean, sweat was pouring off me, dripping on my iPad. I did it for 29 minutes. I'll go ahead and show you before the end of the video here. For those of you who haven't seen my setup with the chair, I got it from the Knees Over Toe guy on YouTube, who recommends that you push and pull a sled around. And so that's what I do for exercise. Come in here, maybe turn the light on. And here's the chair, and then here's the belt, so I can pull the chair this way, right? And then I get behind it. I get behind the chair, and I push, and I push it all the way across the room, just like that. And then I pull it back, and that's what I do. And it's a real good workout, and I'm happy to report that the 29 minutes I did today, I didn't have any pain. I've got a long way to go. As you can hear, I'm out of breath just from walking around. See if I can end this on one more story about my brother. So he's a teenager. Now, my grandmother's last name is Piety. And believe you me, she lives up to her pious name. She's a wonderful grandmother. She was a big influence in the church, and we went to church all the time. All the time. And it was just a requirement. It was just standard. So, I guess, so my brother he's a teenager, and we all go to church, and this guy is giving him a smart eye. Now, my brother's a teenager, maybe 14, 15. I think it was 15. And this other kid, his age or older, was giving him trouble. So, the next Sunday, this is really bad. This is really, really bad. The next Sunday, my brother ambushes him in the bathroom and stuns him with a stun gun. But it didn't knock the dude out. The guy just turned around and goes, "Ouch! What was that?" And my brother holds his stun gun up and clicks it, and it, the electricity. That's wild. And there was another incident in the church as well. So there was a different Sunday, and I think it was different guys that were giving my brother a hard time. So there was two guys on this story. It was the same church, and it was the same year. My brother's still a teenager, and he's having trouble with this guy. So he tells him he wants to show him something outside. So the guy comes out, and the guy's friend comes out, and they go outside to the parking lot. And Brendon opens his jacket up. He just opens it, and inside, strapped to his chest, is a survival knife. He just shows it to him and then walks away. That's really messed up. Don't ever do that. That's really bad. That's really, really bad. I've got lots of stories about my brother. So I'm still in group therapy for drug addiction. Actually, the name of the company is Groups Together, and it's very good. I have a wonderful counselor, and I like the people I'm in groups with. And I've been in the same group for seems like over a year now, and it's really it helps me. We set a goal every week, and the goal I said this week is I want to try to embrace the things about life that are uncomfortable. So what I mean by that is instead of just doing uncomfortable things, and while I'm doing them, not liking them and being bitter, realize that I'm not going to get anywhere in life. And this is crazy coming from somebody as old as me. I'm 41, I think. Yeah. But we all have to learn, and we never stop learning. And so, yeah, I wanna work on embracing the uncomfortable part of life, and so I don't shy away from it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully again I'll see you again sooner than last time. Later.